And, you know, I still got other things that I got to do, some paper work to, you know, for my relocation of my traps, kind of like a map, that type of thing. I got to do a little more studying. And that's the thing, keep studying, keep learning on stuff. For me, I was never a big fan of snares, and I've got snares. And it's not that I've had bad experience. Well, I can't say it was a bad experience with a snare. I caught a coyote I caught in a foothold, had a snare around his neck and it chewed through his neck pretty bad, and I'm amazed he was alive. And I made that video a long time ago, the last time I trapped a couple of years ago, and I did it because I wanted to show people what not to do, you know. And here's, I don't know, is it a dirt bike or a snowmobile? A little early for a snowmobile, a little late for a dirt bike, but if you must, you must. But anyway, one of the things was that I told myself, well, I'm not going to use snares because I don't want a risk that happening. And then the more I started to think about it, when I'm watching other people doing their snares, they're not having these problems of inadequate snare to the, you know, getting wolves and coyotes in their snares. So what it's telling me is that the way it was set, the way you set it, will take care of that problem. So if you have a fox snare and you set it for a fox, you won't catch a wolf in it. It'd be almost impossible because of the height differences and the, you know, the circle diameter and all that stuff. So you're less likely to make that mistake. So it's like, it kind of gives you a bit of confidence. Oh my God, it's so slippy out here today. Kind of gives you a bit of confidence saying that you can have that much selection in your trapping where you can almost eliminate the animals you don't want to catch and increase the gains on the animals you do, just simply by how you set the trap. And it's like, well, that holds true for conibears and footholds. Why wouldn't it hold true for snares, right? So now I'm giving snares a chance, but I'm like, I still wasn't a fan of snares. Just gonna scope the field just in case. Usually if there's a wolf or a coyote, he's gonna be down in the far. I'm making way too much noise right now. I'm not really hunting. Once I get all my traps out and all the snares up, then I'll be a lot quieter and I'll do some actual hunting. But I'm still early yet because it's gonna unload this, put that in, and put that on the half. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. That's why I'll unload them one at a time. So little buggers slip through. All right, so I'll have to clean that one when I get home. And you see it's in the half cock position, so you can't fire it. Put it in the full firing position and it fires. I'm gonna leave that closed because it's snowing right now. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I'm like, well, here's the other problem I have with snares is not that I'm afraid to kill an animal or anything like that. I mean, I've shot hundreds and hundreds of animals over the years. That's not the problem. The problem is I've got a fur that I'm trying to make money on. I don't want to get it all full of blood and stuff like that. And when you shoot animals in traps, that's why I love conibears. Is like you get there, the animal's dead. If you shoot it, even if you don't just get blood all over the pelt, you've wrecked the skull, and the skull is an upsale. And I want to make a video on, you know, to get more money out of your catches, not just relying on the fur trade, but you know, there's bones, there's skulls, there's glands, there's all kinds of stuff that you can make more money on to make lures and stuff. And once you start processing like that, you process more of the animal, which is good. You're using more of the animal. And number two is you're going to make more money. So I'm like, okay, how do you set it up so like the way like my regulations here, whatever you snare, the animal has to be able to rest, right? So you can't strangle them out with a spring pole like they used to do because sometimes they weren't effective. But what they got now is killing snares. And although I only have small killing snares, that means these things are going to work like a conibear, but in a snare form. And I'm like, I like that idea. And we'll be exploring that a little bit later on, but I got to do a little bit more research before I do my setups. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. So it's kind of a strange evening. Kind of a bit of a, looks like the cloud wants to come out over there. It's been kind of snowing all day. Didn't catch anything. My beavers, I don't know why my beavers didn't make noise. Yesterday they were so active, of course, because the camera was off and it ran out of battery and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to talk about it maybe in the next video when I get home. I got some other stuff to do, but if I have time, I'm going to see if I can show you my skull collection that I've had over the years. I just haven't got rid of them. Finding marketing for your skulls after you clean them and stuff like that, the bones, could be another way to make a lot of money with this. Maybe not a lot of money, but a little more. So anyway, yeah, we'll leave it at that.